I am the sword in the darkness.
Hey guys, Mike here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Bujin deck that I topped at locals with this past week. I think the deck is pretty solid right now. I don't think it's the best deck of the format, but I definitely think that after Primal Origins, with the new support that it's getting, it's going to be something to compete with. My main complaint with the deck after having played it in the tournament was that even though we now have Arasuda, it's still just too slow. You get the extra summon per turn, but it just really isn't enough, I find. Anyways, so I'm going to go through the deck, and I'll explain my card choices. So I played 2 Bujin Arasudas. I would actually consider playing a third one just because it's so essential to be able to get the extra summons. However, I did find that 2 was, it worked fine. 2 Mikazuchis. Honestly, I found that this card was a bit more out of favor. I usually only used him to stall if I couldn't get to Yamato or something. Although, of course, when you get his effect off, to be able to get a Bujin Speller Trap, it's really good. I'm not going to pretend it isn't. Yamato, obviously the star of the deck. You have to play 3. 2 Bujinji Centipede. It's even more important now that you play all of these guys that remove themselves from the grave, just because you always want your Arasuda to be live. Obviously 3 Crane to protect your monsters when they're being attacked. 2 Hair. It basically protects them when they're being attacked, and also when they are being targeted or something, just being destroyed by card effect. 2 Peacock just to up the consistency. I very rarely actually use this, just because I didn't draw it. I don't know why, but anyways. 2 Quillins, yeah, just good overall removal, works with the Arasuda. And 2 Turtle, same reason. And Honest, just because all your monsters are light. 2 Bujin Carnation. This card is absolutely amazing, especially with all the banishing that you'll be doing. A lot of times what you might do is you might go into Diamond Direwolf, destroy whatever protection they'll have, and then you'll go Bujin Carnation and you'll just make another Xyz. 3 Tanky. I know a lot of people are dropping this down to 2 because there are so many Beast Warriors now and the 2 Peacock, but I found that if you didn't open up with the Beast Warrior, you just always wanted to, basically. So having Tanky was definitely optimal. 3 Mystical Space Typhoon. With the prevalency of Fiendish Chain right now and just back row in general, it is a really good card. 3 Pot of Duality, once again to up the consistency. 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, just a good trap. 2 Bujin Regalia. This just gets back whatever you need. You can go Attack Declaration, add Crane, then Damage Step, drop the same Crane. You can return banished monsters, you can get back your Arasuda that you just succeed with. Really good card overall. 1 Compulse, 1 Warning, 2 Trap Stuns. This is one of the stars of the tournament. People would just think that they were safe against your plays, that they wouldn't have to worry about your Susanoo attacking all their monsters, but then you just trap stun them and go for game. Also, there are a lot of traps that you really don't like, a lot of continuous traps, things like DNA Surgery or whatever, and trap stun just helps you get right over those. Vanity's Emptiness, I keep it as a 1 of because it just stops a lot of decks, really. That's basically it. It just stops them right in the tracks. As a Bujin player, I don't really mind not being able to special summon, so that's why I main 1 still. 2 Smashing Grounds. This was one of the stars of the side deck. So many times I was just top deck this and be able to attack for game. 3 DNA Surgery. I think this one is pretty self-explanatory. Not only does it help if your Bujins are all Beast Warriors, but it also helps counter other players' DNA Surgeries. Then 2 Dust Tornado, more spell and trap removal. 2 Goes in Match because you can. 3 Mind Crushes. This card is absolutely incredible, this format. I mean, it's always been a good card, but this format so much just adds to their hand or reveals before summoning or activating. So by Mind Crushing it, you not only do you know what your opponent has. For example, I was playing against Mermails, and I knew that he had an Atlantean monster, so I just called the Atlantean monster, and I knew that he had nothing to stop my plays. I didn't have to play conservatively. I just went off. The second Vanity's Emptiness for any deck that likes to special summon, and 2 Overworked for anything like Noble Knights, and as well as especially Fire Fist. The extra deck, I played 1 Tiger King mainly for its negation effect. 2 Kagutsuchi. This card is really good. Not only does it get the attack boost, but in both the mirror match and against either Fire Fists or against the Fire Kings, it's really hard for them to get over it. 3 Susanoo. He is the star of the deck. I think maybe once or twice I made another Xyz throughout the whole tournament, but he's really the one I made the most. Tsukiyomi, I actually underrated this card initially. It's really cool when you already have your setup going, and a lot of people don't know this, but it has an extra effect where when it's removed because of a card effect, you get to special summon a Bujin monsters or beast warriors. I think I'm not sure. Anyways, Bujin monsters up to the number of exceed materials I had. One Constellar Omega. I only run into this once. Diamond Direwolf. This is mainly for generic removal as well as it works well with Bujin Carnation. I didn't actually play this in the tournament. I didn't have it, but yeah. A Cowboy, the POST-LVAL Chain, Black Supercorn, Crazy Box, and Starleech Paladynamo. This won me a game where the guy Jakosaka just made this, and it was easy damage in time. So yeah, very happy with the deck. It's not at its best, I don't think, and it's not the best deck of the format, but it's definitely a fun option to play, and I recommend that you give it a shot. So thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to check out more deck profiles as well as game footage, and I'll see you next time.